Hello there. Welcome to Speaking with Judgment. I am Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge, and yes, court is in session. How can a season that's already so bad even get worse? For the Dallas Mavericks, this is a season from the depths of hell. It's one of those seasons where when you thought you were in a position where you can contend, like just when you were like, okay, this team can at least get a playoff spot, but nah. Down goes Kyrie Irving, tears his ACL, shot his free throws, tears falling from his eyes, makes two free throws, the last two shots of the year from him. Anthony Davis comes over in a trade, gets hurt in his debut game for the Mavericks. In his first game, Kyrie is out for the rest of the year. People paint Nico Harrison, the Mavs GM, as the face of the team's problems. I don't see how any GM could be that dumb to give up a cornerstone player, basically the face of your franchise. I couldn't understand the logic there. I did I didn't understand that at all. I mean, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I believe there was a mix of things, a conflict of events, have you. We don't know the whole story, but I strongly believe there was a falling out with Luka. It's more than just the conditioning and the drinking part of it. It was reported that the Mavs had issues with Luka's taste for beer and hookah. I think they're running with this obviously to cover up the bigger picture. It's all a massive distraction from people seeing what really went down. It's something the Mavs are hiding. The front office literally traded him behind his back. You gave him up for nothing and somehow convinced yourself that Kyrie Irving was more important than Luka Doncic. Shipped him out of town, and now look at them. The Dallas Mavericks are without Kyrie, which is a significant blow for them. It's a devastating loss, and now their season is officially over. Personally, I thought it was over the night they traded Luka. Not the season they wanted. Some very brutal stretches, tough losses, and really, if you think about it, the season ended the night they traded away Luka and got just a box of cookies and an injury-prone Anthony Davis who shatters like glass every time he hits the hardwood floor. You're waking up from the nightmare that is the Mavs trading away Luka for nothing. One glance and it's clear who the problem is. It's the guy who decided it was a good idea to give up on Luka Doncic. We are actually looking at, probably in my eyes, the downfall of the Dallas Mavericks. The nightmare season continues for the Dallas Mavericks. All I know is the only people to blame is the Mavericks front office for this dumb ass move. This was a very dumb thing to do. And the Luka trade, as we're starting to see now, will hunt them for years, if not decades. There is no curse anywhere. There are no such thing as curses. So they don't have a curse. Nope. I don't believe in curses. They aren't cursed. Trading away Luka isn't a curse. It's stupidity. It's utter insanity. So Kyrie Irving is out for the year. He's probably going to miss a lot of next year as well. And after shockingly trading away Luka, and Anthony Davis isn't healthy enough to play, and now you're without Galford. You don't have Galford and Lively, who is out as well. There is no logical explanation for how many terrible things have happened. The organization is damned. Yes, it is needed to be said that they look stupid as an organization because they made one of the worst decisions ever by trading away Luka Doncic. this might be the worst transaction moving on from Luka Doncic. We've seen one of the craziest trades in sports. Make it make sense. First of all, people need to stop with the curse nonsense. If I'm a Mavs fan, I don't know how to feel. Angry or sad. It's depressing times. We've learned a lot about Nico Harrison, that he was never fit to be a general manager. Man, let me tell you, Mavs fans hate this guy. And a lot of people around the NBA are probably going, this guy might be the dumbest guy in the history of professional sports. A pathetic display of leadership and management. Poor management. A reminder that Nico is the worst front office executive. If you would like to know how to ruin a franchise in one season, just get with Nico Harrison and he'll probably tell you to trade away the team's best player. And so for everyone saying the Dallas Mavericks are cursed, that's not what it is. The reality of it is their GM is literally the one who is demon possessed. His ego destroyed the upward trajectory of a franchise for the next 20 years. Literally the worst destruction of a franchise in sports history. You throw away a generational talent that carried 10 plus years of guaranteed competitiveness for a big man who is never available because he's always sidelined with an injury. That's just crazy to me. When you trade your best player, you know what that tells me? That you're not trying to win anything. You're not this serious contender. And based on what we've seen from them, how could you possibly go deep into the playoffs and be a top team in the West? You can't. There's just no way. And especially now with all the injuries, I just don't know how you keep pace with the upper echelon teams in the conference. I just don't see a world in which that happens. That's just reality. That's where we're at right now with the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, we can sit here and dream if they tank and get in the draft lottery for Cooper Flag, which would be interesting. I think every Mavs fan right now would rather have Luka Doncic. And I keep coming back to this. I wonder about what's going on inside Nico's brain. If you're handing over your star at age 25, still in his prime with a lot left in the tank, and giving him to the Lakers for absolutely nothing, that just means you're just not very smart. I can't believe he actually did that. As good as Luka is and everything he was to the Dallas Mavericks, that was the dumbest move in NBA history. So, I mean, when you start to look at this holistically and see everything that has transpired since the trade, you're like, man, Nico Harrison might be the dumbest human to ever walk this planet. Everything happening right now in Dallas is exactly what happens in the workplace, where new management comes in and feels like they have to shake things up. And they just do the dumbest thing. It's just the same thing over and over again. But for Nico and the Dallas Mavericks to shake things up the way they did, it just didn't make any sense. And now you're seeing it. This trade will end up being one of the biggest L's a franchise has taken. The fact that they lost Luka and ended up with nothing in return is insane. There is no plan in place. And how do I expect the results to be any different when you sent your best player to the Lakers? How have you gotten better even in a very competitive Western Conference? I don't see it. Therefore, how can I believe in a team going forward? I don't know that you necessarily want to win. Nico Harrison needs to be drug tested. Something is absolutely wrong with him. Something is wrong with this guy. He needs to be evaluated. How can that guy be so out of touch? I'm trying to understand how this man still holds a job or position, as in any position at all. It's a travesty and a disgrace to the Dallas Mavericks that Nico Harrison still has a job. If he still has a job after this season, that means ownership is even dumber than he is. Historically, a bad general manager, generationally bad. Now, there's conspiracy theories about the future of this Mavericks team. Mark Cuban, as we know, is probably shaking his damn head by now. The former owner sold that team, obviously, last year. It's getting loud on the internet about the Dallas Mavericks potentially, or allegedly, I should say, tanking and trying to get out of Dallas. I don't really know the details behind it, but that's just what I read and heard. This is a team that many of us thought, including myself, that were legit playoff contenders. Now we think they're nobodies because an egotistical maniac completely altered the future of the franchise and upset millions of people. Thoughts and prayers to Mavs fans. You know, this franchise is dead. The Luka deal is one of those WTF moves that quite literally set the Mavs back a decade, if not 2 decades. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you guys right now. That's all I have for you guys in this video. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate the love and support. You guys are awesome for that. Thanks for checking out my NFL, NBA, MLB, and any other sports content that I put out there. I really appreciate that a lot. And guys, I will keep the content coming. And for those who like the content, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys also hit the notification icon so you guys can stay notified when I'm doing a video or when I'm going live. But guys, I'm wrapping this up. It's been fun. I'm excited about the Lakers and the Knicks tonight. I'm going to be dialed in for that, watching that game tonight. But guys, till next time, you guys take care, and I'll be back with more content as always. Thanks for watching. Peace. Love y'all.